Welcome back to another enthralling, creepy, dare I say satisfying episode of Creepcast. Today we are going over 3 classics. We've been talking about doing this for a while. It was going to be a little grab bag of shorter, older horror stories, and the ones that we've came out with are Been Drowned, Normal Corn for Normal People, and Squidward's Sewer Slide.
Woo! Let's go. Sewer slide, YouTube censorship, baby. Let's get it.
Let's do it.
I'm so excited.
Patented my friend Harry. He just said that yesterday, and I was like, that's a really great. I feel like sewer slide is a lot more fun to say. Also, it might get dinged still. We'll have to definitely see if it just immediately is like, no, we know what you're saying.
Yeah, it'll be even funnier if it's like you and I talking and it's like you going bleep, and then I'm like, oh, I love bleep. Like, that's awesome.
I love
that's
bleep.
Cool. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, we're covering 3 classics today. These are ones that I've known about for a long time. I know a lot of you all have as well. We haven't covered them just because they're like too short for their own standalone episode, unless you guys want like a 20-minute episode or whatever. But judging by the views on the left right game, I don't think that's true. So we're going to combine these. We'll see how you all like it, like broken up 3 different stories. If you all like it, we can do this with more, because honestly, most old school creepypasta that at least got really famous, I think, was shorter form like this. So if this does well, we'll do more of it in the future. And if you hate it, then we'll pretend like it didn't happen and it's all Hunter's fault. So
I know it is my fault. It's my fault, but I wanted to say that it kind of seemed when we were talking about it initially that you were like, oh, we might as well not cover those because they're so well known, or like they're just like they're such like old classics or whatever, but in a different way, where I once again, I have just assume I've never read any of these, so it seemed like you were extremely surprised when I had, because it kind of seemed like you were like, oh, I feel like everyone's heard of, Been Drowned or Normal Corn and that kind of stuff. So I'm still new to this.
It's not so much everyone as much as it is someone who has a horror YouTube channel. Right. That's more so what I'm mad about.
Yeah. No, I completely missed out on all the good internet stuff when I was younger. I didn't have internet till I was like 18, a freshman in college. So I missed out on all of the goodness of this when I was growing up. Well, starting it off on our triptych gambit here is going to be Normal Corn for Normal People on r/NoSleep, the classic Reddit. 12 years ago by a user named Reathe, R-E-A-T-H-E. Oh, actually, I get to start the story off. It's in quotes. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Hold on. Let me clarify, as I do with most of these episodes. Oh, my dearest Hunter, I've never read this before. There's no telling what tomfoolery we may come across.
Fuck you!
Don't worry, Hunter. All we have to do is go back into the French Quarter and everything will be okay. Hey everyone, I want to take a quick break from the show to talk about today's sponsor, Factor. Factor delivers fresh, never frozen, dietitian approved meals straight to your door. And these fresh, easy to make meals means that meeting your nutritional goals have never been easier. I understand that a lot of us eat unhealthy because it tends to be the most affordable and easiest option. But now Factor is here to also be both of those things and make you not miserable. That's because Factor meals can be ready in as little as 2 minutes, and compared to other options are less expensive and way healthier, as all of the meals are made by gourmet chefs and then approved by dietitians. And on top of that, you have a meal that's ready to heat and eat, meaning there's no prep work, no cleanup, no cooking, etc. You can also get as little or as much Factor as needed to fit into your schedule, as you can choose between 6 to 18 meals every week. And of course, this can be paused or rescheduled at any time. You can also get as little or as much Factor as needed for your schedule. All of the products they send us are fantastic and we can't recommend enough. And here they are just as committed to delivering healthy, delicious food straight to you. So while you're enjoying Hunter and I deliver our weaponized stupidity, you might as well get in on something that's actually good for you. And right now, there's never been a better time to get in on this offer. That's because if you head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code CREEPCAST50, you'll get 50% off your first Factor box and 20% off your next month of orders. That is right. That means you get half off the first box and 20% off your next 4 boxes. Again, use code CREEPCAST50 at factor75.com to get in on this fantastic offer today. Thank you all so much for watching the ad. Thank you so much to Factor for sponsoring the show. It really does mean the most. Hope you all check them out. Link is in the description, and we are back to the episode.
All right, okay. Normal corn for normal people. I'm so excited I get to start the story. All right. Everybody knows that if you surf the web long enough, you'll see some sick shit. This is especially true if you intentionally dwell into the dark underbelly of the internet. I've seen quite a few things I don't care to admit. But one thing that I'll always remember is a site called normalcornfornormalpeople.com.
The first strange thing about this site was that I didn't find it by actually looking for it. It was emailed to me by someone I didn't know. The email was as follows.
Hi there. Found this site is very nice. Thought you might like normalcornfornormalpeople.com. Pass it on for the good of mankind.
Pretty standard issue chain letter, although the URL and the last remark really piqued my curiosity. I was having a very boring day when I got this, so I made sure my antivirus was working and then I clicked on it. It was a very average, very generic looking site. It gave the impression that the creators just barely gave a shit about making it look professional. The author seemed to have a very tenuous grasp on English, and on the front page was a long, boring, and incoherent rant that I don't remember or have saved. The site had a strange tagline, which even today people haven't figured out the meaning of, which was
Normal Corn for Normal People, a website dedicated to the eradication of abnormal sexuality.
And from the sound of that, I wasn't sure whether I was here to watch corn. That's so fun. I wasn't sure if I was here to watch it or if I had stumbled onto some kind of eugenics program. But I was here now, and I was very, very curious to see what normal people get their rocks off to. So I scrolled down through the rant and nothing. Page didn't seem to link anywhere else. And I was about to leave when I noticed every word of the rant was its own hyperlink.
Ooh, I like that. First off, I just want to say, just to interject, I just want to say that getting this kind of email too is, I really liked how casually he's approaching, you know, the aspect of being like, oh, someone sent me this, and as just like a goof, I said, like, you know, I checked it out.
Yeah.
But honestly, that's like, it's a pretty fucking horrifying thing to get an email or like to get a message of. Yeah. It's also so not threatening that it feels threatening in my eyes. Does that, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, you know, normal corn for normal people. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's not, I mean, it's not weird stuff on here. It's normal.
I mean, the concept alone raises weird questions, right? Like, what would you define as normal, right? Or why is there a website dedicated to it? It makes me like, a lot of people have commented on this story being like, I would assume a title like this would be like some weird gay conversion thing or something like that, right?
Yeah,
like, that's what you kind of the train you're expecting it to go down. But I don't know where this story's going to go, Hanya.
I don't know where the story's going. I'm just a baby. I'm a little baby. Mommy want milky. Baby want milk.
That is a wild accusation.
You're right though. Like, it does have the same vibe. It's funny that you say like gay conversion camp because it has that kind of fanatic kind of thing where it's like it's like a passive aggressive sign is what it feels like. Yeah.
The eradication of abnormal sexuality, like smacks of the pulpit. Yeah. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And also, like, you have to kind of transport yourself back. This is 12 years ago, right? So.
Oh, yeah. I guess we should have said that. This is posted 12 years ago, so it's been a while.
Yes. By user Reath, by the way. REATHE. So for credit. We were going to mention that at the beginning, but at the end, I mean. But oh, you did? Oh, okay. I said well, I don't. It's just that whenever you start talking, my brain just kind of like zones it out and quits paying attention because I don't care.
I don't know how to process words. I'm just a little baby.
So you have to take yourself to like 12 years ago, because now like you open Twitter and it's like, oh, there's 3 people that died. That's cool. You know, like it's kind of everywhere. But back then you had to go looking for weird stuff, right?
Live leak.
Yeah, like live leak stuff. Yeah, like it was much harder to come across than just general internet browsing. So that's like you kind of have to be in that mindset, like, oh, a weird website, who knows what could be on it.
Right.
So I clicked one of them and was sent to a white page with very long list of links in the form of normalcornfornormalpeople.com / and then random letters. So I stopped for a minute and asked myself, if I really wanted to waste God knows how much time clicking random links that will likely give me a virus that will break my computer. God. I figured I'd just try it for maybe 5 minutes just to see if anything came up. I clicked one of the links and was sent to another page. This page apparently had totally different URLs than the last one. I was just about to say,
fuck this,
when I clicked on the third link and a video download came up. It was called peanut.avi. It was a 30-minute video of a man, a woman, and a dog in a kitchen. The woman would make a peanut butter sandwich and the man would set it down for the dog to eat. This was all that happened for 30 minutes. It was obvious that the cameraman had to stop filming and wait until the dog was ready to eat again, and the dog seemed rather sick by the end of it. I know what you're thinking.
What the hell does that have to do with corn?
I have no clue. I've seen a little over 24 videos from this site, and the majority had no sexual activity at all. After watching peanut.avi, I went on a certain image board I frequent to play online show and tell, like I always do with weird shit like this. But someone had already made a thread about it, some guy who had received the same chain letter I did. The image board thread got lots of people with nothing better to do dig through the site, and that's how I saw other videos. Most of those 24 videos were very uneventful and consisted of people talking to the cameraman in a room with nothing in it but a desk and a few chairs. I mean, literally nothing on the walls or in terms of furniture. The whole room had a very cold, sterile feel to it.
You know what this kind of reminds me of is that old video online.
Soup.avi?
Yeah, exactly.
So I actually...
Do you think that it was born from this?
I can't remember, but I can't remember which way it was, but I remember hearing speculation that one inspired the other. I can't remember which came first though.
It's interesting. They're reading definitely the same. Like even just so far with the peanut butter, like of the, because the thing with the soup.avi, whatever, is that it's so... like it's nothing happens to the point where it does feel like a snuff film. Like it feels like this is a video we should not be seeing kind of thing. Even though nothing explicit truly happens, it's so uncanny and like just vile. It's odd.
I think it's far more menacing to me that it's so, I mean, we're going to get to more intense stuff, but it begins so sterile, right? Like what could possibly be the motivation of a dog eating a sandwich, right? But it like,
I don't know. I mean,
the
honestly,
implications
I'm very
and
bought
stuff
in right
feel
now.
very, very weird, you know?
I'm very, very bought in. I love these old stories too, because they read so much like actual social media posts or forums
Yeah,
or
like
blogs
this thing
or
happened
something.
to someone.
Yeah. I really appreciate the, like, I don't know, the maybe legitimacy is the wrong word, but it feels very sincere.
That's right. I think, yeah, it feels legitimate. Like it actually, like, sure, it's fiction, but it feels like unfiction almost, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, definitely. Yeah.
The conversations were just idle banter about previous jobs or embarrassing childhood moments. I kept expecting some kind of discussion about what the people were filming or what the site was about, but of course, nothing. You would never know these videos had anything to do with corn if you saw it out of context. I will say one thing though. The people who appeared in these videos were quite attractive. However, the other videos that actually did feature content, which I suppose could be called sexual, is where things got weird. I'll give brief descriptions of the stranger videos. If you're really eaten up with curiosity, you can try to hunt them down on a torrent site. First up, lickedclean.avi. A 10-minute video filmed by a hidden camera in which we see a repairman working on a washing machine for the first 2 minutes. When it's fixed, the repairman talks to the owner briefly and then leaves. The owner checks to make sure the repairman is gone. He begins to lick all over the top of the washing machine. This goes on for 7 minutes.
Ugh.
Isn't this like so much worse than just like normal snuff film stuff, you know?
Well, you know what's weird? It's like, which I don't want to get ahead of myself, but so far, even like the vignettes or how it's set up, I kind of like it more than 1999, if I'm being honest.
Really?
I think so. I mean, like the deal with 19. I mean, I'll redact that statement. It's the first one, but I feel like I'm a little more bought in, if I'm being honest.
Okay. I respect that. You did get taken out of 1999 a little bit whenever he talked about his personal life and stuff like that.
Well, even just the aspect of like Oh, it's in his basement. It kind of has the Poughkeepsie Tapes vibe, which I like, but it is very like one note of like, it's like a guy, like a kidnapper who is recording these things. And I feel like we're getting ready to, it feels like we're being propelled propelled into various odd, live leaky kind of videos that is going to go all over the place.
Jimbo.avi, I guess, the second one. A 5-minute video of an obese mime performing his act. It was actually pretty funny, particularly one part where he pretends to pull up a chair, then pretends that it breaks because of his weight. In the last 30 seconds of the video, the camera cuts to static briefly and cuts back to the man sobbing quietly, still wearing the mime outfit and makeup. Some kind of obscure fetish? Diana.avi. 4-minute video in which the cameraman talks to a woman in a room different than the interview room. This room looks like one you'd find in a normal person's house. Exactly where they are is never specified, as Diana only talks about her violin playing. She obviously plays her violin, but she keeps getting distracted by something. I didn't notice this until someone on the image board thread pointed it out, but if you look at a mirror in the background, you can see a fat